All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Maya? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my God, you made it. It's another episode of We Did That Shit.
I'm Maya.
And I'm Bibbi.
So, Bibbi, how was your week?
Sheesh. You know me. So much going on. I feel like my life is in shambles. I can't get it together. Have you ever tried to do something and it just takes you forever and ever and ever, and then it's like still not done? Because that's how I feel about That's how I feel about cleaning my room.
Well, you've been cleaning your room. Like I've known you since 1979, and I feel like since 1979 you've been cleaning your room. Like every time I talk to you, you like, yeah, I'm about to clean my room. I gotta go clean my room. Like you ain't cleaned your room yet?
No, I feel like I made progress, but I think what it is that I'm just too busy. When I used to have a cleaning lady, that was great, but I didn't let my cleaning lady in my room because I don't like people in my personal space.
Right. That's the reason why I said you've been cleaning your room since 1979.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got to make time just to go ahead and clean your room. Because I'm going to ask you this question next week, and you know what you're going to say?
I'm cleaning my room.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's just always, I'm just so busy all the time. I really need a personal assistant. If I had a personal assistant, because when I did have a personal assistant, I just felt like things were just so much better. They could do those little mundane things that need to be taken care of, or I can be like, here, go do that, here, go do that, and I don't have to worry about it. It really takes stuff off my to-do list. But my personal assistant
focus on cleaning your room?
Not just, I think my room will be more clean because I wouldn't have to do the other things that always occupies my time, and then when I get to this room, I'll be like, I'm going to bed.
Well, what the other shit got to do with you cleaning your room?
I don't have the time.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the time.
Like
I got to be in a certain mood to clean.
Room from the other stuff.
I do. I have
okay.
I don't know. I have I heard, all the organizational places, they tell you that, okay, if you don't have a space for everything, if everything doesn't have a place, you don't need it. But, okay, some things I need, I got to find a place for it. And I am admitting this, I am, even though I don't want to admit it, maybe I might have a lot of clothes.
Maybe?
That's all I'm saying. Maybe.
If a person been telling you that they've been cleaning their room since 1979, they got a lot of damn clothes or something. Just like, I mean, that's what you've been doing with your week, all week, cleaning your room?
No. My room will be clean, but during the week I'll be having other things to do. I got to go to work. I got to go to school. I have to do homework, even though I ain't done no homework. It's the holiday season, so all my community service commitments and things like that. It's a lot,
Okay.
It's just a lot, and I feel like I have no woosah time. So when I get in my room and I be like, let me just clean it, let me just get this stuff together, I be like, I feel like chilling. But I don't feel like chilling because this room is too crowded for me to be chilling.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's not have this same conversation next week. Just, you know what I'm saying, clean your room.
I am really trying to work it out. I'm really trying to work it out and get some stuff done. But I think maybe I might have a lot of clothes, especially dresses. I'm thinking maybe I might have an addiction. I need to see somebody.
Oh, well, they got people out there for that.
Oh, my gosh. So what was going on with you? How was your week?
My week was pretty cool. I chilled. I worked out, like the thing that I hate to do the most, but I got it done. My stomach is still hurting based off of these goofy-ass sit-ups that I had to do, but that need to be here nor there. Last night I was invited to a party.
Ow.
And it took me so long to find something to wear to this party because I didn't know what to expect or whatever. Then I got in there. I mean, I was dressed for the occasion, don't get me wrong, but I'm thinking like, oh, I'm just going to go in this party and I'm going to chill and, whatever. I came out that party like hair sweated out, feeling a little tipsy, like it was a real party.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
It was a lot of things happening in the party at one time, and it was a lot of short men asking, can they take me home? Like, I'm 5'10", you know what I'm saying? I kept trying to tell them, like, you got to be this tall to ride this ride, but they was, like, persistent. Like, nah, I feel like I could knock that tree down, one of the guys told me, and I was like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
First of all, you are not a tree. You are you're too shapely to be a tree. But anyway, well, the little shorty doo-wops, they got, machismo if nothing else.
Yeah.
They believe in themselves.
What was that you just said?
The machismo.
Was that a SAT word?
Machismo is like, the macho, charisma, determination,
kind of all. Break out a goddamn SAT word.
Machismo. I don't know if it's a real word, but it's a word I use. It might be a real word.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they do have a lot of that, and it was displayed last night. It was so funny because, like, I was talking to this one dude, right, and he was kind of short. And he wasn't a bad-looking guy, like, in the face, you know what I'm saying? He had on some craziness, but I got to keep in the back of my mind, the older I get, that my mom is always like, oh, that's cosmetic, you could change that. So he finally, like, all my friends are standing around, we all dancing or whatever, and the guy, I finally get up, because I was, like, doing my best chair dance of the century, you know what I'm saying? So I finally get up and I dance with him, and he, like, spill his beer damn near on my shoe. So
I know you like to die.
I was heated because I'm like, come on, man. I was doing my best twerk in the chair. I finally just got up and danced with you, and then you spill your beer. And so my girlfriend's husband going to say he waited all night to dance with you, and then he fucked it up. And I'm like, I know. So he like, hold on for a second. So he go get the napkins. He wiping up the beer. Then he going to say, you need a napkin for your boot. I just looked at him like, yeah, now I'll play it. So then he just kept asking me to dance. And I'm looking at him like, you messed it up. Like, I don't have no more dance in me. You just spilled the damn beer and all that. So that was a nutshell how my week went.
Well, wait a minute, because two things. Number one, machismo is a word, and it means a strong or exaggerated sense of manliness and assumptive attitude. Of course. And so it might be one of my SAT words. So an assumptive attitude that virility, courage, strength, and entitlement to dominate are attributes. So that's machismo. It is a word. So that's one. And number two, like, I think you have an affinity for, like, dudes that be, like, trying so hard and then they get the chance and they mess it up. Huh. How about he didn't have enough? Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Because that's exactly what that story reminded me of. Like, he didn't have enough.
Was like, no, listen, somebody was telling me this story not too long ago, and they was telling me how they went out on this date and the guy couldn't pay, like could not pay. So they like, oh, did that ever happen to you? Like nothing. Like, he didn't have no money. Like, no, he just didn't have no money, right?
Who goes outside with no money? What?
Yeah, like he let her sit there, order the food, order this whole big thing. I mean, they wasn't like at the fanciest restaurant, but they was just out. He let her order all of this food. And
if you're at McDonald's and wait a minute, she should have called crisis because clearly he got mental health issues. Because I don't care. You don't have to be at a fancy restaurant. If you go to McDonald's, if you go to the dollar store and start picking up shit and you don't have no money,
right?
What?
And you get to the register and you just looking like,
I don't have no money.
Oh, this is free. Oh, all right. I thought this was the free store, not the 99-cent store. Oh, my bad. So, yeah, that's kind of how he did her. He, like, let her order. They ate. You know what I'm saying? They ate, and then it was like, I don't have no money. So I say to her, like, who paid the bill? You know? And she was like, I paid it. And I was like, you paid the bill? And so she was like, yeah. And I was like, I just was devastated because I'm like, why would you pay the bill? I would have left. So, so it put me in the mindset. She was like, did that ever happen to you? And I was like, not close like enough. That. I said, but close enough. You know, I went out on a date with this guy, and, you know, he had been asking me out for years, like forever. Finally, I was just like, all right, let's go out. You know, we went out. We go to the restaurant. We supposed to do something else, but we don't do that. He changes the plan up, mid-plan. Like, nah, we ain't going to go there. We just going to go get something to eat. So I'm like, all right, cool. We go get something to eat. I take him to a little spot. Nothing fancy, just a little spot, you know. And we ordering. I'm like, yo, you don't want nothing? He like, no, I'm going to just get a drink. Okay, cool. I order drinks, appetizer, the meal. Because that's what I would normally order.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I get the waiter come back around. He like, you want another drink? And he like, I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, yeah, I'll take another one. Then the nigga had a nerve to be drinking Remy.
Oh.
So, exactly. You want to drink top shelf and you know you ain't got no money, you know. So everything is going good. We having a great time. It's no problem. Bill comes. You know how people be underneath of the table for like a long time counting their money? And you don't say nothing because you just like, oh, he counting his money. I don't want nobody to see his little money. Cool, you know, whatever. Okay. And I'm like, it's so long. I'm like, what, you ain't got enough? Just joking around with him. And he's like, no, if I put the money up for the tip, if I put the money up for the bill, I don't have no money to leave the tip. So I'm like, no. Let me go back. He ain't say, yeah, he got enough. He ain't say no, he don't got enough. He says, yeah, he got enough. So he's like, if I leave the money for the bill, I can't leave the tip. I say, well, then you don't have enough. Like, if you can't leave the tip too, you don't have enough, right? So I'm looking at the bill like, well, let me see how much the bill is, you know. The bill is like $52. And I'm like, you don't have enough? Needless to say, I was devastated. So you might be right. I probably do have that.
You got to have a little affinity for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, I could tell stories for days on.
I'm just saying. Well, I guess that was the time before credit cards, huh? He ain't had no credit card.
No, he probably had a credit card, but then he sat in the car and he told me, like, I don't really make that much money and this, that, and the third. He just was making it worse and worse for himself because my thing is like, you can make no money. If you take somebody out the right way, they'll never know. Like, it's so many things that you could do where you could go on a date for free. You could take a walk to the park. You could take a person to Penn's Landing. You could go have a little picnic. You could go to that dollar store and buy a little set, a little something, just have a little something outside. And you know what the girl going to be thinking? Man, he's so romantic. You know, he just took me on a picnic. And that's what they're going to be thinking. You don't have to impress a woman taking them to the fanciest restaurant or anything like that.
Right. And but I also feel like you have to know who you're with.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to know who you're with. Like, I met a guy. I wasn't having the greatest day. I gave him my number. And every time he called me, I was, like, really busy. And he was like, oh, well, I can't call you at work because I see that, while you're working because you're always busy or whatever. He was like, well, when are we going to go out? And then, I told him, like, look, just make a plan. Tell me when or whatever. So he was like, well, it was a Friday when we were talking. And he was like, well, what about tonight? And I was like, oh, that's cool. What time? 6 o'clock. Cool. Where?
And he had his little plan and everything, huh?
Right. And he was like,
right.
He was, like he wasn't batting an eye. He was right with it. And I was like, cool, where? He was like, and then he said, Applebee's. Right. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I am not one of them frou-frou, uppity people, whatever. But I really don't go to Applebee's often or whatever. And the last 2 times, not once, but the last 2 times, we was just out on a humbug. I think it was all of us after we went to go see Girls Trip. And then, the last 2 times I went to Applebee's, I got sick. So I was like, I'm not doing – and plus they changed the menu and everything. I used to love the Veggie Patch Pizza. They don't have it no more. So it really ain't no reason for me to go there. So I was and I just told her, I was like, I really don't do Applebee's. And he was like, oh, well, where you want to go? Again, he didn't bat an eye, didn't stutter, nothing. And I was like, oh, well, Redstone? And he was like, yeah, on 73. And I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. I said, exactly. Didn't stutter, hesitate, bat an eye, nothing. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll see you at 6. I'm there. I got there because I had to take something back to the store that wasn't far. So I went and took my thing back to the store, and then I got over there. It was like 5 minutes to 6. So around at 6, exactly 6, I got out. I walked in to the place because I'm a kind of person that, I don't feel like, oh, women is always late and it's okay. You should be used to it. Like, no, I don't know you. You don't know me. I respect people's time, and I want people to respect my time. So I was there at 6. I walked in or whatever. He wasn't there because I really didn't want to be the first one there. But, okay. So 6:05, I'm like,
no, 6:02.
Now.
She called me. 6:02.
I called you at 6, more like 6:07, because I was just like, because I thought, because at first I was like, okay, there's mad traffic, because it was, like, the traffic was really, really bad, and then I was like, well, you can't call or text me, and then I'm like, okay, don't be rude, because you're really not supposed to text and drive, that's not safe, especially with stop-and-go traffic, whatever, okay. So then, okay, at 6:07, I'm calling you like, yo, what is the etiquette, because I'm ready to go. Like I said, I don't know him. He doesn't know me. It's 6:07. I don't know how long you wait for, a first date, get together. And, like, I just didn't know what to do, and then you was no help. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You was like, at 6:02, you was like, so should I leave? And I'm like, no, chill. Like, it's only 6:02. Then you called me back at like 6:07, and you was like, so should I leave? And I was like, I wasn't no help because I didn't know. I don't know what the date etiquette is for, like, if you don't show up by 6:15. Like, how long do you wait? Like, we need to probably ask our viewers.
That's a real question. Exactly. That's a real question. That's a real question.
Send us an email comment or to WeDidThatShit@gmail.com. Send us what do you think? Like, how long should you wait for a first date if you're meeting them, or a first little meeting or an outing, whatever the case is? Like, how long should you wait? Should it be 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes? If they ain't on time,
15 minutes for somebody you don't know? 15 minutes? Don't be emailing me no 15 minutes, because that's a bunch of baloney. I'm not waiting 15 minutes for somebody I don't know. Now, if it was a childhood friend, somebody I ain't seen in a long time, somebody I knew from something else, and then we just happen to run into each other again, and, maybe we liked each other back then or whatever like that, okay, I can see a 15 minutes.
Okay,
but 15 minutes for a stranger?
Right, but is it 15? But this is the thing. Is it 15 minutes and then, like, if you call within the 15 minutes, that's acceptable? If you call and you say, hey, I'm running late, and then you'll wait for the 15 minutes, or is it 15 minutes just straight off the bat? Because I feel like anything could happen. A person could be in traffic, anything. So, like, if they called and they said something, you will be okay with waiting 15 minutes, but you're not okay if you don't say anything. Okay. Right.
No call, and that's very important to know. So you can hit us up at Twitter. On Twitter, what is it? At We Did That Shit, or We Did That Shit at gmail.com, because I really need to know. And it is important to know, like, in this particular situation, like, he never called, he never showed. I never saw him again because we first met at the Wawa one morning.
But he thought he was going. You know why you never saw him? You know why? Like, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with you. You never seen him again. You never seen him again because he thought he was going to that Applebee's to get the dollar margaritas. Then you wanted to change it up, and you was like, I want to go to Redstone. So he was at Applebee's while you was at He thought he was going to get a whole platter, like a platter, 6 margaritas, and a dessert for which he was getting ready to spend at Redstone. I'm saying that's just why you ain't see him.
Well, and another part to this that is really, like, he doesn't know, and this is what I'm saying about dudes. The reason why I gave the dude my number in the first place is because he was, like, real straightforward, like, good morning, hey, good morning. And I was feeling, like, terrible because, you know, my job gets on my nerves. But he was like, good morning. I'm like, oh, good morning. And I like people who speak. You know what I mean? Man, woman, baby, it doesn't matter.
Like this day and age, I think that, you know, it speaks to the point of this day and age. People think that you don't have to work hard to do anything. And that's just anything in life. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with dating. It's just anything in life. But specifically to dating, people think that they don't have to do anything. So you don't have to court a woman. You don't have to say, hey, can I get your number? You look nice today. Can I talk to you for a second? They don't feel like they have to do anything. So
right, because remember your boy said that? Remember your boy said that to me? He was like, what? Oh, so you want to be courted.
Oh, you want to be courted. Yeah. Like, no. I just feel like, well, I'm going to meet you today, and I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, him? Yeah, we together tomorrow. And then the next day, we fuck. Come on, my man. Like, and he was serious, wasn't he?
He was as hell, and he was old.
Yeah,
like, he wasn't like no young boy.
He's like 50.
Goofy as hell. I was like, but that's it. And yeah, because I'm like, and the guy, you know, my aunt tried to make me feel better, talking about, oh, you know, you dodged a bullet. First of all, he should be able to look at you and tell you ain't no Applebee's chick or whatever. But I'm a person. I'm regular. I don't, you know, I ain't no better than the next person or whatever. And
but what does that mean? What does that mean, though? Like, what does that mean? Like,
I'm not an Applebee's chick.
Nah, like, I feel like this. I really feel like it's a lot of people out there, and specifically to women, it's a lot of women out there pretending to be something that they not to impress people who can't even afford who they are. So, what does, you know, like, you don't look like you an Applebee's chick. Like, what does an Applebee's chick look like as opposed to, not even that you wanted to go to Applebee's, but I'm just saying, like, what does an Applebee's chick look like as opposed to a Redstone chick, as opposed to a Del Frisco's chick, as opposed to et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, what's the scale on what you're supposed to look like? Because, like, people say that to me, and I'm like, well, obviously, that's probably why I'm single, because somebody might be looking at me like, oh, she's not an Applebee's chick. And it's cool because, well, first I want to know what an Applebee's chick look like so I could agree or disagree. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I know some chicks that's real bougie, and they love Applebee's.
Exactly. Or Fridays or whatever. You know, my thing is, it's not even, well, a man told me this. He was like, I don't know why you feeling bad. I'm just going to help you out on this. Even though I know you, if I didn't know you and I saw you on your way to work, I would never invite you to Applebee's. He was like, a man should always have a game plan for what he perceives the level of, the level the woman is. And he was like, if you being cash, I'm just saying, a man told me that.
Okay.
So he said that he should have looked at you in your professionalism and said, you know what, to himself, I normally don't do this, but I'm going to pull out my higher standard, maybe my third date place. I'm just going to skip over date 1, 2, and I'm going to go to my third highest place or somebody that I really like because I think she's a caliber person that would go here. You know, he was like, because it's almost like
Applebee's and you were at Redstone.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, he didn't know it at the time, and that's why first of all, I like men. Say something. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. Your hair looks nice. Say whatever. Because hey, hi, how you doing? I'm not going to give you my number every time or whatever, but there's nothing wrong with initiating a conversation. You know what I mean?
And I like the fact that he did do that.
He did, exactly, which is why, exactly.
What he had going on, which is,
exactly.
Which makes it so bad that he didn't show up.
He didn't show up because,
my man.
And And had he, now first of all, whenever I have a first date with somebody that I really don't know and it's not a group, I always have an exit strategy. So
right. I know you called me at 6:02.
Exactly. Me and our other cousin was going out that night anyway. So I really only had an hour. And I was going out later, and I would be drinking later, so I really wasn't going to have a drink. That's why I didn't have a drink while I was waiting for him. So I wasn't going to drink. I only had an hour. I didn't really need any appetizer or anything. I just wanted to go to say hi, just, you know. And if the date was going well, he could have very well went on my next outing. You know, he could have met us there or whatever.
It wasn't like he knew
that.
Like, he didn't know.
He didn't. But even if he did, I'm just saying that if you was only trying to spend $4 on $2 margaritas or whatever, you weren't going to spend much more than that in Applebee's, and then you really could get what I think you really wanted, which was a conversation.
Right.
And to get to know me better.
He didn't know that, so he might have been
played yourself.
Yeah, he did play himself. But the thing is he could have been doing what the guy said that he should have been doing. He probably assessed the situation. You know, after you said Redstone, he probably was like, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that, you know. I'm going to meet Jimmy over here and get these dollar margaritas. She was cool.
Yeah, I got
and you ain't never see him again. You ain't never see him again. Even though you might have seen him 70 times at that same Wawa.
I wouldn't have known it. Yeah.
Right. He might go there.
I don't remember what he looks like.
His ass he embarrassed, so he's not going to come back.
Well, he could be. Well, he don't have to be embarrassed, because the truth of the matter is, and I really don't remember what he looks like. So I could have run into him every day, and I don't think I would really notice.
Right.
I don't. And, I mean, it's water under the bridge now. He was a Cowboys fan anyway, so fuck him.
Well, there you have it. But you know what? That brings us to this week's topic. All of that brings us to this week's topic, which is online dating.
No. No.
You say no to online dating?
Yes. Okay,
so, my question was going to be, what do we think of online dating? But clearly I have your answer.
Yeah. What do you think? You think online dating is a go?
Well, in my experience, because let me tell you this. For a long time in my life, I wasn't open. I had a certain type of guy I liked, and I just was like, yeah, this is the type of guy I like. And I think that preference and the certain type of people that you like, it's not necessarily saying that you wouldn't be open to another person, but I think where you grew up, how you grew up, that dictates the kind of people that you're attracted to. You know what I'm saying? If I grew up in the South, I probably would be more open or attracted to Southern men, or I might be less attracted to them and be more attracted to Northern men, because I'm like, oh, it's something different, they more aggressive, whatever the case is. But so I always liked a certain type of guy. But then when I moved, I was like, okay, I have to meet people in my area. And online dating was something that I wasn't necessarily opposed to or for. I know a lot of people who did it, but I just was like, I don't feel a need to online date. But in these new ages where people don't come up to you and they say hello anymore, I was like, all right, let me get out there and just do online dating. It ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody. And in my experience, it ain't for me.
But you know what? It's I don't know, because I think for you, it's not so much that it's not for you. I just think that you keep meeting the goofies. It's not.
Yeah, okay, but if that's the case, if you get a million men online and I've met 700,000 of them, 700,000 of them is goofies, do you think online dating is for me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that doesn't mean it's not for you. I'm just think that you have to keep sifting through until you find, somebody right. And it's not that online dating hasn't worked out for you. It's just that the dudes is goofy. You know what I mean? That's how in your situation. That's how I feel. Like, it's not that it doesn't work for you. It's that because you're meeting people closer to your area and all that other kind of stuff. It's just that the dudes are goofy. Like, they'd rather sit there and talk to you, text, but they never want to meet in person.
Yeah, but
like,
I think that's an online dating thing. I don't think that has anything to do with the men I'm meeting. I think
which is why I don't like on dating. Right. Which is why I don't like it. Because I feel like this. Now, this is the online dating thing or whatever. The first time I signed up for a dating app, whatever, another cousin was doing it. Now, she has 6 children, all this stuff going on or whatever, and she was saying that she was going out on dates and everything and meeting, like, nice guys and all this other kind of stuff. But what really is a nice guy, because you really don't know somebody until you know them. But anyway, She made her experiences sound so great. And she kept saying,
people that have success make it feel like it's the best thing
since sliced bread. I'm telling you.
Exactly. To sign up for this shit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So one day we were talking, and because she had been going out on dates with people that she met on the app for like about a month or so. And so one night we were talking, and she was like, come on, Bibbi, I want you to do it. Come on, right now while I'm on the phone, set up a little profile, blah, blah, blah. So I did that. I said, now this was like, we were talking, it was like late as hell, like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So by the time we finished it, we hung up the phone, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe even a little later. And it was on
your message was popping, wasn't it?
When I woke up the next day, I had like 400 messages. Now,
yeah, you on a late night. It's a thing. It's an online
right.
thing.
So that immediately turned me off. Now, granted, the first 2 messages is from the president of the place. They were like, oh, welcome, thank you, what's up, hope you find it good, whatever, blah, fine. So now I'm like, all right, 398. In all my years of living, 398 men ain't never said, hey, not in the supermarket, the car wash, church, you know what I mean, at the Wawa, you in traffic, at the airport. I be, I'm out. I'm like, hey, I don't look like trash when I walk outside or whatever. But dudes just don't be like, hey, now all of a sudden, and it was the middle of the night. Like, why are you creeping? It immediately turned me off. I hated it. Immediately. I was like, this is some fragganackle bullshit, and yeah, I'm not doing it. So I deleted my thing.
So
and then I deleted it, and then it wouldn't let me delete, and I had to like literally go on the computer, contact us, like I'm doing all these things, not just take my pictures down, nothing. I want this deleted, like I would get it off. And so I deleted it completely.
Before you deleted it?
I was so turned off by the creeps, who was 398, because I'm not even going to the president.
Listen,
you are, you know what, you just so nice. That's nice. You know what, sucks to be you. I can't. No, I'm not. No, I was so turned off. So I deleted it. But then, I went back on again after you said you were going to do it, so I was trying to be supportive. And say, well, if you do it, I'll go back on. And that's what I did. And in that time, I stayed on a little longer, but I deleted it again because after I had lunch with the murderer, it was he's a murderer.
Wait a minute. This is online dating stories, and you mean to tell me, say that again? Because I must have missed that part. You had lunch with who?
The murderer.
Okay. You got to explain that to me.
The murderer. So, okay, it was like 2 people that was like, okay, that mess, like, you got to really, 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 really sift through. So it was like 2 people, the goofy guy with, where you at? I'm at the airport, him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Anyway, it was him, and then this other guy. Now,
wait. My man was supposed to be at, like, 30th Street Station or 8th and Market, and he was like, I'm at the airport. Where are you? I'm at where we said we was going to be. Like,
exactly. Like, we didn't even have a plan. Exactly.
Like at 10th and Arch. And where you at? And he said, I'm at the airport. And he was
I'm by the airport.
Talking just regular. I'm by the airport. Like
we didn't even have plans. Exactly.
Did you think I was going to be there? Like, did you get a message that said, you know what? I changed that. I'm going to be by the airport because I got to go pick up my cousins. So I'm going to just be up by the airport. Like, what would make you that still is a mind-boggling thing to me. Like, we still haven't gotten to the bottom of that. That's like we still haven't gotten to the bottom of why he was at the airport. I still don't get that.
Right. He still texts me every now and again too, like, you married
from
yet?
the airport.
I was you still at the airport? you still at the airport? Because and see, that's what I'm saying. This is why the online dating is a no. But so the other guy, he was like, in his pictures, he looked older. He looked much older, but he was my age. Okay. But, I've always been into the older-looking type or whatever, the old,
Right.
It was all right.
Right.
And plus, I'm a kind of person that, I like people for who they are. And
right.
I feel like you just need to know who a person is. And if you feel like you want to like that person, and like them for who they are, flaws and all, you know what I mean? But not murderous flaws. And don't get me wrong, like, if we grew up together, and I know you and your family and all that kind of stuff, and something happened and you went away, you know what I mean, then you came back, that's one thing, because I know you. You know what I mean? I'm familiar. I know your family.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But not, I don't know you. So anyway, he's on the site or whatever. We had a couple emails, whatever. Now, I'm not emailing back and forth with you if you're close and we can meet. Because, let's do this quickly, because if it's nothing, it's going to be nothing. Move, go.
Exactly.
So,
right.
I like the Reading Terminal because the Reading Terminal is hustling, bustling. It's very public, very open, very loud. And so I was like, well, you want to meet for lunch? And plus, my dad loves the chicken over there, that Amish chicken. So I was like, that's cool. I can go to lunch with this guy, pick my dad up some chicken, be daughter of the year, whatever.
Right.
So,
well, you would be cousin of the year if you brought me back some food.
So, first of all, before the fact that, he's the murderer, when he walked up, he didn't look anything like his picture. He looked like even older in person. And
really?
And this is what really creeped me out. Like, he had hair coming out of everywhere. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you knew you were going to meet me. Like, you couldn't shave your wrists, your knuckles, your ears, your nose, his eyebrows. He just looked like the hairiest thing. Like, he just had whiskers coming out of everything. Like, I was just like, I didn't even want to eat. It was just,
dang. You said you couldn't shave your wrist, like, my man. So he
had like a dress shirt on, a collared dress shirt, whatever, white.
And the hair was coming out uniform at the bottom of the shirt?
All on top of the middle of his metatarsals in his hands. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't shape that up there a little bit so your sleeves can cover the rest. Like, I know.
Outside of his what? The
metatarsals. They're the bones in the hands. Come on, Maya, stop.
I mean, was that an SAT word or was that a nursing
word? No,
like,
everybody knows that.
Because I get my vocabulary based off of you. Sometimes, and I'm a college graduate. Sometimes I'm like, what did she say? Oh, okay. And I only know what it is based off of the conversation because you get context clues. So you like, oh, that's the hand. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He had, right. I just feel like he could have trimmed that up a little bit. He could have shaved his knuckles, brushed his eyebrows or something. But he had hair coming out his ears, out his nose, just like everything. Like, he was not groomed at all. And that just was like, I didn't even want to eat my Indian food. I was just looking at him like.
Let me ask you this, though. Is it that he wasn't groomed or he was just hairy? Because, like, if he was just hairy, that doesn't mean that he wasn't groomed. It just means that he was hairy.
Okay. When you hairy, you got to groom. You're not groomed if your hair is everywhere.
Well, that's not true because, I dated a guy. It's not. He was very hairy, and he was always groomed, and he just had a lot of hair. Like, he was just hairy.
Did you ever go out with him to the Waffle House, and he had hair on his knuckles?
First of all, why was we specific about the Waffle House? But,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
Did you ever go out with him?
Yes, I did. I mean, because he was hairy. And I will say this the crazy part. I hate hair, right? I hate hair. But it goes to show you that when you like a joker, because listen, when I first met him, I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe he got so much hair. But when I started dating him and, like, liking him, I found myself playing with that hair. It happened.
Or his knuckles. He had his knuckles.
Well, not on his. I wasn't stroking the hair on his knuckles.
The nose coming out his hair. His nose. The hair coming out his nose.
I would have told him to trim that one.
The hair coming out his ears.
Nah, he ain't had that.
His unibrow.
He didn't have.
Unibrow. Oh, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're hairy, you have to groom. Period. So he was hairy and he was not groomed.
So you didn't. So you didn't like him from the jump.
I couldn't eat my food because I just kept.
So you didn't like him from the jump.
Well, I didn't say I did. I did not. Well, I was turned off because I felt like I was turned off not because he was hairy, even though I'm not a big into the hair person, but it's not because he was hairy, but because he just didn't think enough of me to groom.
Okay.
Like to brush you could have. It doesn't matter. You could have put some, licked your fingertips and slicked your eyebrows down, and when you was walking in, you could do something. You didn't do nothing.
He didn't do none of that.
Something.
Okay.
That, and you know why your mom do that shit? So that you don't go into school looking trifling and not groomed.
Right. So he wasn't groomed.
He wasn't. He had hair coming out everywhere. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, so I couldn't even eat my Indian food.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're talking, and he had he didn't have my 5 C's. However, I gave him a pass because he lived in like Center City, Philadelphia area. Mm-hmm. And in Center City, Philadelphia, a lot of people in the city don't have cars. So I gave that a pass. Now, the 5 C's these are the 5 C's that a man needs to talk to me. Like, can't even give you like 5 minutes of my time because what for? So you have to have the 5 C's. The 5 C's are Christ, character, career, car, crib. You have to have all 5. And it's because, Christ, enough said. I'm not Muslim. I'm not converting to Islam. I'm not Jewish. I'm not converting to Judaism. I'm not Hindu. I'm not going to convert to Hindu. I am a Christian, and I'm not saying that you have to go to church every Sunday and be so religious. All I'm saying is if we together, you know what I mean, if shit hit the fan, I need to know you know how to pray and who you're praying to. That's I'm a Christian. I'm going to be a Christian, period. Character plays into how you live. You don't have to have 800 on your credit score, but do you pay your bills on time? Are you stealing the cable still? Do you wear your pants back behind your knees? Stealing cable?
Well, I mean, if I could steal it, I would steal it right now.
Stealing cable is illegal. It does speak to your character. I'm just saying. So character, character are all those things.
Because if I could steal cable right now, I would. I would steal electric. I would steal cable. I would steal all of those things if I could.
Well, I don't want to steal it, but if I could get it for free, that would be great, but not stealing. Anyway, so Christ, character, career. Now, all I'm saying is the reason why career is important is because, we're not spring chickens. We whole-grown people now. A career is important because if you lose your job, can you get another one? You're in a career. It's not like, oh my gosh, I don't have a job and what can you do? Anything. I just need a job. No, I'm a plumber. I'm an electrician. I'm in advertising. I'm this. You know what I mean? Like you need income.
If you I feel, and I agree with you 100%, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I feel like I don't know any job. I just need a job. I feel like if you lose your job, you better go out there and get another one. Cut some grass, lay some carpet, something, you know. And I would love for you to have a career. Don't get me wrong. You know, I want to date a man and have a career because, like you said, if you could go out and get another job as a plumber, you can go out and get another job as a foreman. You can go out and get another job as a lawyer. Cool. But, like, in times of need, go out and get a job. But
right. Well, we're not, and that's true. But we're not talking situational. We're talking overall. So you need a career. Car is very important. I live in South Jersey. We don't have that mass transit and everything. You need a car to get around, and I'm not playing taxi to nobody. I'm not doing it. So you need a car and a crib. A crib for two main reasons. One, that first of all, when I come to see you, I want to come see you. Not your mama and them, your Aunt Poochie and them, this one, I'm coming to see you. So do you have your own place? Now, if you have a roommate, that's cool because, dudes could do that or whatever. But even when you get a little older, dudes, like when dudes take trips, they don't even like rooming together. They don't even like two to a room sometimes. So, dudes tend to want their own space. And it's important to me that you know how to run a household. Like, and I'm not saying like it has to be immaculate, but do you clean the bathroom? Do you clean the kitchen? Do you know when to buy toilet paper? You got soap or you running out? Like what? Exactly. So, so if you have your crib, these are just coming of age, regular maturity things. And I think they're important. And it's very, 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 very difficult to find someone with all five of those C's.
So what didn't he have? What didn't he have?
He didn't have a car. He didn't have a car.
Okay.
Well, he didn't have a car, so you're about to say the character, right?
Yeah, if he
was a murderer.
He was like, because he wasn't groomed. He came in there, he didn't even put spit on his eyebrows. So it sounds like to me, he might be still incapable. Me and him in the same boat.
Because he had a good job. He had a good job. But it wasn't a career. It wasn't, and it could be a career.
I could say, what constitutes as a career, though? Because you're a nurse. People might say, okay, that's a career. I don't feel like, I'm going to be honest with you, like, I know that I could take what I do now for a living and go into the next phase of what I do now. But I wouldn't say that what I do now it's my career because that's what I'm in. You know what I'm saying? To me, a career, this is just for me, and everybody doesn't define a career the same way. But for me, a career is something that you do that you like to do and that you have passion in. I've always been the kind of person, I said that's for me.
Right. But that's not what I define a career.
Okay, but that's for me. For me, that's how I define a career. So to me, I ain't never had no career. You know what I'm saying? And I have never, like, I didn't go to school to be a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to school to be a nurse. I didn't go to school. I went to school to make money, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do advise people to, like, if I knew what I knew then, if I knew what I knew now, what I knew then, I probably would have went for something specific. I probably would have been an engineer. I probably would have been a lawyer. More than likely, I would have been a psychiatrist. But I just feel like I went to school to make money. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I'm doing, not whatever I'm doing, like if I'm out there and I'm just having it, just doing whatever to make some money, not like that, but again, I don't feel like my job now, it affords my lifestyle. It affords me to have a roof over my head, a car, affords me to travel, all that good stuff. But what I say is my career, so that's what I'm saying. He had a good job.
Let me help you.
A good job.
Hold on. Let me help. First of all, let me help you first. You first. You are an administrator. That's what you do. That's your career. You get shit done. You make it happen. That's a career. So if you put those things together that you do at work on paper and you market it out to somebody else, they like, oh, my gosh, that's what we need here so that we can get to the next level. That's a career.
True.
That's a career, and it makes money. And I guarantee you, and I'll tell you another thing. Careers make money. Jobs keep you living. You know what I mean? Careers make money. You can do things and that, you know what I mean? You grow and stuff like that. So you go from, you start off with this small project. Now you got bigger projects. And like, look at your budgets now. You know what I mean? That's a career. People with jobs, they ain't nobody is going nowhere near them with the kind of budgets that you work with.
So he had he had
a job,
but it was a
and
job.
And I would say,
would he consider it a career?
It would be it. I would even consider it a career because he was dedicated. He was working with the youth. He was working with the youth, the troubled youth and things like that. However, if there was a change, any kind of change in management with his job, it's possible that he could have lost that job. Like the next manager would not have accepted his past.
Right, but
he wouldn't have been able to stay there.
Go get another job as a youth advocate?
Right, maybe not on the level that he was on, and maybe not because he was a convicted felon, and it just happens to be that the felony was murder. So now, and he's very well spoken. He wasn't groomed. His shirt was a little cheap; you could see through it, and he didn't have on. He had on an undershirt, but he should have wore a V-neck when it was a crew.
Be an online dater. But go ahead.
But I'm just saying, so just little things that I saw. But I'm just saying, when he said murder, I pretty much checked out.
So he told you, so you were sitting at the table with him, and y'all was talking, and he was like, hey, because I've been to prison. And you was like, have you? Oh, what did you go to prison for? And then he was like, murder. Like, is that how?
Well, right. You know me, I'm very, I'm friendly, and so we're just talking, or what you want to eat, whatever. We're ordering our food and chit-chatting and talking, whatever, and then we go to sit down to eat, which was hard for me because all of the hair coming out of everywhere. But I didn't say anything at the time about all the hair, whatever. I just was like, I was trying not to look at it, but anyway. So we're just having this conversation, and people, and I've been told that, like, people think that I'm flirty, but I'm not. I don't think I'm flirty. I'm nice. Like, I think that people are so not nice now that when somebody's nice, they think that they're flirting. So I think he was thinking that this was going, like, way better than he expected. And he was like,
that's why he told you he was a murderer?
Right. And he just came out and just like, I want to just be honest from the start. And I was like, okay. But honest from the start, I wasn't putting that together. I thought he was going to say I got 8 kids or something, but, I wasn't expecting murder. I'm just saying. So, but that's what he told me. He told me that.
That is some kind of like, FYI, I had a store yesterday, and then I came back and I murdered a man, but when I went to the store and they ain't had no bread, it's like, look.
Right. Well, it was more like, I think he got into a fight or whatever, and because it could have been a manslaughter charge or something, but he got in. I think, I can't remember the details, but what I do remember is that he did 20 years in prison. That's what for murder. Somebody was dead. You know what I mean? That's what I remember. And like I said, if it was somebody that I grew up with and I knew, you know what I mean? Like, I knew their family, and I like, oh, man, he got into a fight, whatever.
Right.
Okay, but I don't know you. I don't know. Yeah, so that was pretty much the end of my online dating career.
That was the end of your online dating career?
That was the end of the online dating. I deleted my thing again. I deleted it right away, right after that. And then, I'm at the airport. He still texts me every now and again, but I haven't seen him or anything like that. And I just was like, no. So, you know what I mean? So
do you think that you would do it again? Like, do you think that you would ever go on online dating again?
No. I really feel like I don't buy into this. Oh, I really want to date. I'm looking for my soulmate, but I don't have time. I just think that's a bunch of bullshit because first of all, you make time for whatever's important to you. And if you can't be in the grocery store or, at work and meet some, or whatever, because you meet people all over. Like, somebody could be in another platform on a subway, whatever. If you can't meet somebody, say hello, and then try to get to know that person, do some community service work, meet somebody, try to get to know that person, or whatever. If it's something that's important to you, you make time for it. This online dating thing is nothing but a bunch of fishing. And, no, I'm not doing it.
Well, I mean, I have gotten off of it, went back, and it's funny because I don't even know why I keep getting on it because everybody asks me out, I'll be like, oh, okay. And then when the day comes, I'll be like, I ain't going. Like,
Right.
Every single online date that I have been on, it's been I've been talking to like one of my friends, talking to you, talking to another friend, and they like, just go. And I'm like, all right, I'll go. I mean, I haven't had really bad experiences on online dating, but I can't say, well, I've never had an experience where it turned into something else. You know what I'm saying? It's been like a one date thing, and see, I'll talk to anybody. So like, I could go out and have a good time with you. And
first of all, that is not true. That is not true. You will not talk to anybody. You will not talk to anybody.
I won't talk to anybody.
You will not talk to anybody.
You've been with me where I talk to people.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is false. She will not talk to anybody. But go ahead.
When I say talk to anybody, I don't mean like, oh, I'll just give anybody my number. Oh, I'll just entertain. I don't mean that. But if I'm sitting in your face, like if I go to the bar and I'm sitting at the bar and a dude starts talking to me and I know I'm not interested, I'm not going to be like, ew, get out of here, I'm not interested, or turn my face or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to sit there and talk to them. Like, and it's chill and it's whatever, and I'll go my way, you go your way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to lead you on. I know I'm not interested, but I will talk to anybody in that way. But I don't mean talk to anybody in the way of like, hey, I'm interested in you, give me your number, and I'm like, oh, okay. No, I won't talk to anybody in that way. But yeah, just have a conversation. I'll talk to anybody. I mean, again, I haven't had the worst thing that happened to me on online dating was I was talking to this guy, chatting with him over the app, and it was cool. He was cool. We was having like the greatest conversations on the app, right? So one day I noticed that he had like he had a link in his bio, right? And I don't really even know how I missed the link, like when I was first looking at his bio or whatever, because a lot of people have like links to like their Instagram or whatever, right? So I was like, oh shoot, let me see, and I clicked on the link, right? So it took you to a YouTube. So I'm on YouTube and I see this video. So I'm like, yo, is that the guy? So because his pictures on the app, they were like, you could see him, but some of them was kind of like, not blurry, but far back or whatever the case is, right? But the reason why I started talking to him in the first place is because he had like a good opening line. Like he said something real clever, and it made me send the message back or whatever. Anyway, the long story short of it is I clicked on the link. I saw the video, and I'm like, yo, is that the dude? So I click on the video, and it's the dude in some jeans, like some Jordache jeans, like some old Lee Wranglers, and in a wife beater, but not like a regular wife beater. It was like I specifically went out to the store and picked this wife beater out, not like a Hanes two-pack. You know what I mean? It was like a tan rib, like. These was 3 for $15, and I need colors type thing, right? And it was tucked in to the Wranglers with a belt, and it was real tight. And all of a sudden, the video started playing, and it was music like dun 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 dun. And he started gyrating on the door. But it wasn't like any
on the door.
Normal. Yeah, like it was like, you know how like if you was a stripper and you would be on a pole, he was using the door as his like pole, right? But it wasn't like a normal gyration. It was like a practiced routine, like 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and then drop down, and then he got back up and winded real slow, and then he got on the bed and he started like air pumping, and the whole time I just was like, is this the dude? I was so dumbfounded. I'm just like, is this the dude? Like, yo, this is the dude, right? So I like, the more I looked, I was like, this can't be the dude. So I'm like, no, yo, this is the dude. So anyway, so the video went on for like 13 minutes, and I watched all 13 minutes of it.
Everybody.
When I scrolled down, he had like 7 more videos, and I watched them all because I'm in too deep. I'm in too deep to turn away. So I looked at all the videos, right? So it was like telepathy. Because soon as I finished watching the last video, he sends the message, right? So I'm like, hey, what's going on? I was like, I noticed that you had a link in your bio.
You said something? Oh my God.
Yeah, because I was just it was the most crazy, half-ass, disgusting, it was really like a train wreck. Like, you know that you should turn away, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I noticed you had a link in your bio, right? And he was like, oh yeah, did you check it out? So I was like, was that you? Because I wasn't sure. And he was like, oh, yeah, it was me. I had plenty more. I just haven't posted them yet. Needless to say, that's the last time that I had talked to him. But I continued to get several messages. And in the message each time, it had a new link to a video. But I kept checking the videos, and all I kept saying was, I hope he ain't got the premium account where he can see that I'm reading the messages and I'm not replying, because to me, anybody that was making videos like that was a serial killer. I was like, he obviously is somewhere with like shit hid in his, I don't know, but it's not. But he was like, I felt like he had like a room full of women that he was dancing for. Like, so I mean, that was my craziest online story. But you want to know something crazier? Not that it could be anything crazier.
I was about to say.
One day I was talking to my ex-boyfriend, right? And I was telling him that I had went on online dating, right? Because the story was too good to hold it in. Now, not that he wanted to hear this, but I was telling him.
I was about to say.
No, listen. I was telling him, I said, yo, how about I did online dating, right? He's real quiet, and so I was telling him about the story. And why did I tell him? Because every time I talked to him after that, he was like, yeah, because you out here going on dates with these niggas that's out here gyrating on doors. It was like the worst thing that I could have told him. So I say all that to say, I probably would do online dating again, even though I never go on dates. And I keep meeting goofies, and it's really not for me. But, hey, in my older age, I'm being open to stuff.
Well, I thought I was always open, but I'm closed to that because I just can't.
I'm closed.
If you can't see me and say hello, I'm sorry.
I think people do have a bravado on online dating that they don't have in person. You know, I mean, they do. They're more confident on online dating. But, you know, I mean, hey, this. Go ahead.
I just feel like I just be always attracting people who have, like, nothing to lose. Like, the other day.
Like that.
Like the other day, I took a train to Brooklyn. And the guy was, like, at the train station at the bottom of the steps, like, asking people for 50 cents or whatever. And then he sees me. It was like, oh, my God, you're beautiful. Where have you been all my life? And I was like, oh, thank you. And, I keep walking. He was like, you got 50 cents? And I was like, sorry. And then he was like, you are so beautiful. No, I'm serious, even though you don't have 50 cents. Like, I was just like, yeah, this is my life. My life is in shambles. I just like,
that sounds like some shambles shit.
That's some shambles shit. Like, even though you don't have 50 cents, you're beautiful. Oh, thanks.
If you had 50 cents, you would be gorgeous, but you're beautiful now. Even without that 50.
And that just seems to be like, where I am. But even that doesn't, I'm still optimistic that, I may meet a dateable person. But it's just not going to happen. It is not going to happen online. It's not.
All right, Bib. So let's talk personal journals this week.
Okay. So like I said, I have
my vision board up. I'm really in love with it. And I decided to take things one thing at a time. So the first thing on my vision board, and I'm working from the bottom up. Now, of course, there is love in it.
Mm-hmm.
And my first vision is a picture of a woman who's in thought, and it says, eyes wide open. And then in her head, I put God, because I really want to strengthen my relationship with the Lord, and I want to strengthen my thought and my prayer life. You know, even though Donald Trump is really helping with the prayer life, because we need constant prayer with this guy. But
really,
that I have a part of this eyes wide open. I feel a power shift coming. I feel like there's something great in store, and I just want to be where God wants me to be to get where I'm going with that. So that is really my focus this week. And, of course, with the love. I love love. It's like my favorite thing. And I think I'm being loving when I'm being nice to people or doing kind things for people or thinking about people. And I'm going to get back into sending cards. I used to send cards to people all the time, sick and shut-in members at church, you know, people, family members that live far away that I haven't seen. Just a little, you know, I used to call it good mail, because you get so much crap in the mail, you know. I just like to do that. But those stamps, they kind of went up, so I went back to text messaging. But I'm going to try to.
Stamps, you know what's crazy about stamps? I don't even know how much stamps are. Like, I really, every time that I'm at work and I'm trying to send something out in the mailroom, I'm always like, how much is a stamp? And like right now, I still don't know how much a stamp is. Like, is it 48 cents or I don't know. I buy forever stamps, and then it's just like, that's what I use.
Yeah, the stamps are 49 cents. So it's like $2 for $1. Are stamps really that high? And, you know, it's graduates and stuff like that. You know, we got our college graduates in the family, and I hold on to these cards till I see them.
You graduate in May, and I see you in September. It's like, hey, girl,
I was thinking about you. All right, congratulations. Yes, and that's because stamps are high. So that's just where I am. I'm just, you know, power shifting, and I want to be the queen. I want to have my eyes wide open. I'm not going to lie to myself about anything.
Right.
Anything. And I just want God in my head, and it's going well. It's going very well. It's going very well. How about you?
So my personal journal for this week, you know, last week I said that I was starting 2018 off by getting me a boyfriend. Now, again, I still have that going on. I hope that it doesn't come at the end of the year. Like, I hope it doesn't come December 2018. You know, I'm looking for it to come more so like the beginning of 2018, but we'll see how that goes. So I still have that going on. But this week I'm focusing on reading more. That's my personal journal for this week. This week I am, you know, like, I'm a reader. I'm an avid reader, but I've been slacking on that so much. And just having things going on, you know how life just gets in the way. And then before you know it, you're not doing the things that brought you enjoyment or, you know, that soothe your soul, basically, you know. And so reading does that for me. I just like to be informed. You know, I like to read my hood books. They give me entertainment, but I like to read my African-American history books as well. And I'm rereading a lot of things that I read before. So, like, I reread the autobiography of Malcolm X. I'm rereading The Fire Next Time. Like, I'm rereading stuff that I've read, you know, a while ago that at the time when I read them, I probably didn't get. I got some stuff out of it, but I probably didn't get all that I needed to get out of it. So I just felt like, let me go back and read those books, because in today's times, you know, like you said, with Donald Trump in office and things like that, it's no better time like now to refresh, the strength that we have as Black people. So that's my personal journal for this week. I want to get back into my reading. I still want to get back into trying to find my boyfriend. I mean, that's not really going anywhere right now. But I have faith that that's going to, like, jumpstart soon, too. But so that's where I'm at this week.
You could have, it's good that you have faith, but I just think that you just have to have your eyes wide open. I think sometimes that when we want something, we want it to be in a certain package. And so I just hope that you're open. You are wonderful, and you really are a prize for anybody. So I just, let's try to forget about the package and just be open to meeting whomever. Just, meeting whomever. Because, dating is hard. It's kind of awkward. You don't know what to say. You want to say the right things, do the right things. And I always said, and we talked about the online dating and things like that. That's why that stuff doesn't work for me. I think like when you are involved in something that you really like if you volunteer somewhere and you meet somebody else who volunteers, or you get to know that person in a casual way before you start dating, I think that helps a lot. So, your boyfriend may be somebody you already know.
Could be. I mean, I hope he ain't the guy that's down the step asking for 50 cents, but he could be too. You just never know what direction life is going to take you in. But we're going to keep an open mind. We're going to keep an open mind. We're going to keep our eyes wide open and our minds clear, and we're going to read more. That's our goals for this week.
That's.
So you got anything else?
We could do. I don't.
So that's all we have for this week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at We Did That Shit. That's all lowercase. We Did That Shit, all one word. Follow me, My13. That's MYMY13.
And I'm Bibbi Amina, BIBBIAMINA.
Leave us your comments, your questions. Leave us your stories of online dating. Like, we want to hear from you. You can tweet us that or send all of that to wedidthatshit@gmail.com. That's wedidthatshit, one word, @gmail.com. Let us know how you liking the show. Ask us any questions. And again, leave your online stories. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We're on iTunes or Google Play or your favorite podcast host site.
Be great this week. Do that shit.
We Did That Shit podcast is produced and edited by Selena Singleton and brought to you by Wonderful Me Media. Wonderful Me Media. What's wonderful about you?